Hey. What's up, everybody? Feeling kind of chill. It's a beautiful, bright, sunshiny day in New York City. But it's moody here in the studio at 343 Labs. What's up? Who is first? Looks like we got a new guy here. Daniel T, welcome. Glad to have you. Camel P is here. Who else is here? UK to Electro. Farning. Steve Leich is back finally. Great. Nice to see you in the chat. Mr. T, Ruffles. Hi, Ruffles. Ame, the Metaphase. Sitting in the AC and enjoying some Techno Saturday. Yeah, it's nice and cool in here too. What's up, Doug Smith? Nice to have you, as ever. Right, I gotta get my head in the game. Drinking my iced coffee. All right, let's bring it in. Oh my goodness, what just happened here? There's a thing on the screen that's not supposed to be there. Hey, I got distracted. Welcome. Hey, it's Techno Saturdays here on 343 TV. Is it really 343 TV anymore? I've said this before. We used to do streams every day during COVID lockdown times, and now it's just me and Dane doing his monthly chop shop. We got another one of those coming up actually, end of August. But yeah, I'm still going to keep calling it 343 TV because it says so right there. And yeah, 343 TV, as ever, is brought to you by 343 Labs Music Production School here in New York City, where I am proud to be head of academics and kind of a sort of a manager, like doing operations here, keeping the place running, looking after our interns. We've got an intern program now. We got a bunch of people coming in that are skilled and are doing cool stuff, and I've been meeting with them, with one of the owners, Nacho, and we're kind of going over what their program's going to be and what we're going to work on. And so yeah, that's really exciting. We have our summer programs. We've had a really good bunch of students coming in. We've had beginner and advanced summer programs where it's just kind of like a crash course in everything we do in a short amount of time. It's a lot actually, and we have like performance opportunities and DJing, they're meeting up and going out to parties. It's a really good, fun summer time for a bunch of these guys. And we've had a really good run with our summer camp. It's been real busy here. We've got like middle school kids coming in. We got high school kids coming in. It's just a lot going on here. We've got one-year program students booking the studio more than ever. It's getting hard to keep track of the schedule, I have to say. But yeah, I'm generally, there's a lot going on, but I'm happy about how it's going here at 343 Labs. So if you want to know more about what we do, you know where to go. There's the links below. And you can find out on our website what's going on here in New York, what's going on in our location in Berlin, what events are coming up. And yeah, I'm going to be doing we do the Ableton user group here in New York. I'm going to be heading that and just having some fun with Ableton Live stuff and sharing and having people talk about and things that they like and ask questions about what they do with it and show off what they do with Ableton Live. So yeah, it's a fun time as well. So yeah, if you're in the New York area, of course, come down. We have like public events almost every Wednesday, and usually they're free. Great. Who else is here popping into the chat going on up here behind me? We got Sandor. Yes, Sandor. Let's go. How's it going? Okay, that's funny. This is funny. UK Electro is asking, is it a bit like Fame here at 343? No. But if y'all remember that show, and the movie, late 70s, early 80s in New York City, where they have that about that high school for the arts. That still exists here. It's LaGuardia School for the Arts, and actually my daughter goes there as a vocal major. And I don't know if it's if it is like it is in the movie or the TV show, but it is true that sometimes people will just burst out into song and start dancing in the halls at that school. So yeah, but no, it's not quite like. It's a little more cool here, right? It's a little more like, heads. It's a little more nerdy, and people are in the, in the studio and at their computers. But we do have some fun performance stuff going on. One of our instructors, Alden, is a great performer, and he does our live performance class. And so yeah, maybe one day we'll be like Fame, dancing on the tables, like Doug Smith is saying. So another easygoing show today. Another try out a new device day. I just saw on on my YouTube feed, because that's just like how you find out that, and TikTok, I guess, is how I find out about new stuff coming up, new devices available. This is a new Max for Live device called Vertex. And yeah, this looks cool. It's a kind of a Moog DFAM thing. Like it's kind of a hardware-based workflow. It is absolutely a fun techno toy. This thing is just going to crank out patterns for your tracks super easy. Like I was using it for like 30 seconds and I was already like, yeah. And I think the whole concept behind this should be pretty familiar to any of you who are doing step sequencing and kind of parameter lock automation kind of stuff. Actually, this one's kind of more working on randomization of step sequencing of parameters. And it's fun. So yeah, all I'm doing today, real simple, is just playing around with this thing, and we'll see what happens, right? We're going to learn how to, well, I'm not going to give you like a this is how you do it tutorial, but yeah, we're going to figure out this thing and make some crazy noises with it. And then see like, does this do anything different? Does it sound different? What's the point? I think I've already told you it's fun and it's going to be good. But also, like, if you wanted to, if you were of that kind of mind, you could build something like this with like racks in Ableton. You could do randomization, you could do step sequencing, you could do all sorts of stuff. You could take a couple of synths. But it's nice that this has a good, controlled, specific, fun workflow. That's right. Before we dive into that, though, let's see what else you guys talking about here in the chat. The Metaphase is asking about another Smith and Selway session, and yeah, we're overdue for that. Actually, like we were supposed to do that already this summer. We had a date, but I didn't get it together. It's been real busy around here doing other things, and Christian's been traveling as usual, touring the world as a big DJ out there. And yes, I'm gonna say. Right now, let's just put it out there. Christian and I are going to do another session as soon as possible, right? Hey, it's Marco Freudenberg. What's up? Nice to have you. Hey, come on over to I think you might be watching on, I do this multi-streaming thing. Come over to the 343 Labs channel to join the chat as well. And hey, Dave Sweetmiller, welcome. Nice to have you. Very good. Let's do it. Let's see what's going on with this crazy thing we got going on here. This Vertex. All right, go over here to the main view and hit play. Yep. Oops. I just hit the keyboard with my hand and it went to a different screen on a different scene on OBS. All right. So what do we got going on here? We've got sounds like a square wave being step sequenced at 16th notes. What's my tempo? 143. That's fast. 140. I don't know. Modern techno lately is fast, right? 140 is pretty good. It's energy, right? Let's see what happens. All right, so we've got R's everywhere. We've got random buttons for lots of things. I guess this R is gonna randomize there's two oscillators, gonna randomize both of the oscillators. This is gonna randomize the step, the velocity and pitch. And then there's two modulation step sequencers, and then there's also individual randomization for each step sequencer. Then we can randomize the envelope, and we can randomize the filter. So yeah, random. Fun for techno. Let's see what happens if we start randomizing. Let's randomize the whole thing with this one over here. All right. Let's put a kick drum on. I mean, it's already good. Okay. This is going to be funny. I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to duplicate and randomize and duplicate and randomize and duplicate and randomize. Like right away, we're just like building up crazy techno noise. I mean, come on, really? That's just too easy. You can just make loops all day with this. All right, we're done. See you next week. No, really? Okay. I'm sorry. It's just ridiculous. All right. It's too fast. It's too easy. Techno, it's too easy to make techno now. I'm going to rant now. It's just, do you even have to think? And, I'm just kidding. Of course, I love using these tools where they just generate crazy stuff. I do that all the time. But then, what you do with it, the choices you make, the crafting of it, the polishing of it, the human element, and like what you choose to use or not and how to use it, that's what makes it, right? It doesn't matter how easy it is. It matters what choices you make and what your discerning taste as a producer, right? So, all right, I could kind of like that one, so I'm going to keep it. But let's try this again. Let's load up just a straight one and then do things one at a time. Like what happens if we just randomize the oscillators? Okay, this happened to me a couple of times already where you randomize something and you can't hear anything. So it is possible with this for it to have, there's certain parameters that go out of their limit in a way, right? So usually I'll just keep hitting random until... Okay, that's better. Now let's go in and randomize the pitch. Just only the pitch. Okay, we've got 7 steps. Let's make that... All right, I don't like this. Let's fix it. Oh, that's good. You can quantize the pitch or not. You can do gliding. Oh, I like that. That sounds like something that needs delays and reverbs on it, right? Let's put an echo. It's already good, but I want stereo. It's a little sharp, huh? Like, which oscillator are we listening to? Both of them. All right, we got pitch envelope. We got FM. But that's not doing that much right now. All right, that is really, really sharp. All right, I got to EQ or something that, because that's hurting. Getting up there. So, yeah, I want to kind of smooth that out a little bit. Get in there. I don't want to kill your ears. You know that thing where you drop something in there in Ableton Live next to a device that's a Max Live device and it just doesn't want to drop in there? I'm always irritated by that. Sometimes I like using the 16th note setting on this and have interesting odd numbers of 16th notes. Whoa, that is trippy. Anybody wearing headphones, you're loving it right now. I'm loving it with the monitors right here. All right, I don't like this reverb. Let's put in something crazy. Oh, let's do. Oh my God. What's that Sound Toys reverb that was free for a little while? Where did that go? It's got crazy quantized modulation stuff in it. Let's see. Wow, I cannot see. I am so old. There it is. Space Bender. That's right. Good night. Okay. So one of the, I mean, I like this. I could just make, this is just hypnotic techno making machine, right? Just right away. One of the things I was playing around with before was these mod step sequencers, bringing things in and out and controlling what's playing when per step is really cool. And I didn't set up an overhead camera here, but I plugged in a MIDI controller to kind of give a little hardware feel to this. Like, this is based on a hardware model, right? This is based on a DFAM or whatever. And having your fingers on the knobs is going to be really good, right? The randomization is amazing. And then like the complexity of this will do stuff that you'd have to do like patching, like more complex patching to emulate, right? With the hardware automatically, easily, in software, which I love. But then I also want to get my hands on it and play around with it, right? So each one of these parameters, you can choose what's controlling it. So let's see if I make this 1 and 1, right? It's only gonna, now I have to turn up the level per step. See how you can just kind of bring individual notes in and out in real time? I think that's awesome. Let me turn that glide down a little bit. Anyway, I think that's awesome. So the idea, let's see if I can map that a little bit. Oh, come on, really? This happened earlier. Like I plugged in and I had to plug in and unplug and replug there it goes. All right, so I'm just gonna go in here and assign faders to all of those guys. Right there. Then I could play this. Great performance tool. Being able to kind of use multiple fingers to do that. What happens? There we go. Uh-oh. All right. I accidentally mapped something to the interface there, but you can see how that's cool, right? I like it simple like that too. All right, I don't want to break this. Let's put that aside for a second. Let's just stop for a moment and talk. What do you, because I've been kind of not paying attention to the chat at all. What are you all saying here? Whew, man, that spaciness just totally took me into another place. we're gonna have to chat here a little bit and then come back to playing around and go in a different direction. Let's see. Pocket Reality is wondering about. He's saying Carl Finlow hasn't been on in a while. Yeah, actually, I was just thinking about reaching out to him again. That would be good. I'd love to have him on again. Hopefully, he would be willing. He was always game before. good. And I actually I can't make any promises. I just reached out to Cisco, the Advent, to see if he wanted to be on. Haven't heard back yet, but hopefully we can make that happen at some point this year, maybe. And let's see. The Metaphase asks, do you ever send anything of the sounds out to external effects processors through the return track? So, yeah. Do you mean like out of the computer into hardware and then back in? Or do I use return channels in live, right? But yes, absolutely. I do that all the time. Hardware, not so much. There have been times when I had more of a hardware setup, but mostly when I'm using external audio, it's synths rather than effects. There have been a couple times where I had like a synth running through like a guitar pedal or something, and then I would record that. But usually not too much with sends and returns externally, if that's what you meant. Let's see. Sapiotone, the Mask for Live device based on the Edge. Oh, right. Yeah, I read about that. The guy that made this, it's kind of DFAM inspired, but he doesn't actually own a DFAM. He owns the Behringer clone of it. I think that's what it is. And Steve Like is asking, is Vertex only available in the newer Ableton versions? That's a good question. Let me see. Let's go back over to the page and see what the requirement. Yeah. Okay. It says it's tested in Live 12, but it should work in 11, but no promises. So you can try it. Try it in an older version, see if it works. Yeah, Doug Smith is sold, absolutely. Stefan Pete just downloaded it. You guys are on top of it. So, yeah, Marco, I'd love to have the Advent on. I hope that he agrees with us to do it. That would be great. Okay. Where is that chat comment? All right, done. So let's try another one. I'm just going to keep trying. I'm not going to build up a track today. I'm somehow not in the mood, but let's go back and let's generate another pattern here. I'm just going to keep using the same kick. I think maybe let's do something a little more aggressive this time. All right, these guys, I don't need those. Let's start again from a default Vertex. There we go. And this time I'm going to start with just randomizing the rather than randomizing everything or randomizing the oscillators first, let's randomize the sequencing first. I mean, you can see where this is going, right? Let's try it again. I like that one. Let's see what happens if we add a little FM to this. Oh yeah. Definitely got crazy polymetric action going on with this. Let's bring the cutoff down and let's see. Let's have this modulated by this guy. I was trying to figure out, like, how do they scale this? Like, in order to have the full range from 0 to 140, it looks like I have to bring it up to 140. And then I guess this is going to scale that or attenuate that. I like that. I mean, this is too easy. I'm sorry. Hard sync is interesting, but see if I can get this to be a little more steady. Make all these velocities the same. That's better. Oh, I want a hi-hat now. Look, I already have one. I want to make this sound more tough. You know what? I was trying to see, if I change the frequency of oscillator 1, which is doing FM, to oscillator 2, I can make it a little brighter, but then it changed the overtones, and I like the overtones, the kind of harmony inside of it, as it is. Just playing with that is good. Just the FM amount. But now I'm losing it. I like the range from here to here. All right, so to toughen this up, what can we do? Could put distortion on it. I'm actually going to play around. We could use roar. I don't use roar enough, but I'm going to use auto filter. Little drive in there is good. Not bad. Huh. Little phase offset. Let's try some other filters. Not bad. Subtle. We're definitely hypnotic techno today. This just lends itself to that. What else we got? Notch is nice. This would be interesting if I had some kind of modulation, like an LFO or something to move the morphing around. Whoa. Zoom freak out there. Why'd they get rid of the notch? Okay, it's because they did this. I like this. Yeah, the morph. There's the other live morphing filter that does like a low pass kind of notch with a shelf, and it like lets you leave the highs in. I don't know. They took that out of the auto filter. I miss it. Like I want to be able to do. Oops. Go low pass, high pass, back to low pass, so you can kind of have both. I mean, back. Yeah, it's. So I missed. I said this before on another stream. I missed that. Let's try the comb, which is basically just flanging at this point. I like that actually. Wouldn't mind if you could do a little bit more feedback with this. But then I guess I'll just have to use a flanger. Anyway. I'm down with that. Let's play around with this a little bit. I'm afraid of breaking it though. Okay. I feel like that's another track, right? We've got this. Are they going to go together? No, I think they're different vibe. I like this kind of jacking, hypnotic stripped down. It's a little bit acidic. Man, this thing is an amazing track starter, isn't it? Let's start another one, all right? Okay. Vertex. Dude did a good thing with Vertex. And it's pay what you want. So, like, you know, go support this guy. He had a really good idea. We're all going to use this and have fun with it, right? I'm definitely, like, I'm going to try to finish these. Everything I start today, I'm going to try to finish. All right. Let's try total 100% random. Oh, sorry. This is doing random. That's I forgot. This one is the one that does the whole thing random. Who needs loops? Who needs samples? Just get stuff like this. Right, that's a little aggressive. I'm good with that. Let's randomize something else. Interesting. So it randomizes the values, but it doesn't randomize the steps, which is good because that way you can like find like a length that you want that works with your groove and then randomize within that. But let's make an odd number and see what happens. Actually, I wouldn't mind just doing 8 steps. Oh, that's good. It's like aggressive, but it's slowly morphing somehow. Let's see what else we can do with this. All right, we got the amp envelope, decay. Whatever's modulating the cutoff is cool. I like what goes on when you push that resonance. It's dirty. I feel like this needs some spacey effects and it needs some dirtiness. It needs some let's try roar on this one. Let's make it kind of nastier. Let's see what we can do. Not too crazy. Wow, you can see I have my effects sorted by rank and you can see what I use all the time. But then like where's roar? It's all the way down at the bottom, I think, because I hardly ever use it. There it is. It's like in the middle. All right. That's pretty sharp. I'm just not sure what to do with this. Let's hear what the low band sounds by itself. That's a little weird. Kind of like the noise. Bias is crazy. I'm going to be honest here. I've never fully understood what bias is doing in a distortion effect. Someone explain that for us in the chat. I got to read up on it so I know what I'm talking about when I'm teaching. But it sounds like it's hitting like certain things or more or less depending on... I'm not sure. Whatever, it's kind of muddy, so let's keep it simple. Yeah, I think just a little soft on that is good. This is such a crazy sound already. I'm not gonna go in and do insane modulation inside Aurora, but of course you could do that. All right, I don't need the feedback either. I don't need to do delay on the sound. I think I like how it is. If I'm gonna do spacey stuff on it, some kind of reverb, we could try this again. Let's see, it might be too much. Let's go through some presets in Space Blender. Too much. This is just too... Yeah, you know what? Let's just go to like hybrid or something. I want to be not so washy, but have some kind of cool space. Let's go over just to the algorithms. More in that realm. It's a gated reverb now. I like doing this with reverbs with a delay time where you have the reverb happen rhythmically after the sound and it does a call and response. It sounds like a second element. It's like it's about to eat you. It's crunching on something. It's evil. It's like, how? All right. Where's that filter? What? It needs a different hi-hat. That's too bouncy, clean hi-hat for this. This needs more like heavy, intense energy on top, right? It's a little busy, maybe right now. I like it when it sounds like it's tearing paper. It might be the reverb by itself sounds good. I just put this in a rack so I could separate it out and process the effects alone. Let's put an EQ after it at least. That way we can have that ripping, tearing kind of thing without making the bass muddy. Where am I? That is wild. I like it. Tweaking all day. This is too much fun. I love it. All right. Maybe that'll sound good with the pretty bells. All right. The bell pretty thing doesn't sound so great with the reverb. But that sounds good. All right. Not bad. That is intense. All right, I'm gonna try to make these hi-hats work, these other ones that I had. See if I can get that reverb working in again. Maybe if I just toned it down a little bit. Where am I? What is an eighth note in milliseconds at 140 beats per minute? You guys, where did it go? I have this new thing. I got one of these little utility Max for Live devices that there it is. Yeah, it just automatic. It just sits there. It doesn't do anything to your audio. It just sits there on the track and calculates milliseconds and frequency timings for BPMs. All right, 214 or 429 maybe. Let's see, 214 or 429. That's what I said, right? But I've got it. Okay. Or too low. I mean, too long. It must not be exactly accurate, the time, even though that's set to 429 or whatever the right amount of... See, I've already forgotten what the numbers are. I guess because of the way the effect works, it's still not feeling exactly quantized. Like that 300 something sounds more smooth, right? Oh, just changing one of those steps is amazing. This is the whole track. The track is almost done now. Doing that overtone series stuff. That's beautiful. Oh, that is absolutely happening. All right, let's just put an LFO on it. Let's just keep it simple. Real slow LFO. I'll reduce the depth. All right, and then let's map that LFO to that step. Too high, right? Interesting. Why does that sound different? All right. Maybe it was just me. And all right, and let's do this differently. Instead of mod, I'm going to do remote and do actual automation. I swear it sounds different when I modulate it with the LFO than when I move the parameter itself. Tell me I'm going crazy. There. Maybe it's just in the wrong range. I'm tripping out. Yeah, there's something funny going on. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was how I was moving it. Let's undo that again and get right. Maybe it's just going too fast. Because that sounds a little different than what I was doing. I feel like I lost the melody somehow. Okay. Energy level has descended. How are we doing, everybody? Or did you get as lost in that as I did? I could barely talk to you guys while that was going on. Definitely fun, right? Absolutely fun times with this device. Let's see what y'all are talking about in the chat. Let's go. Marco Freudenberg says, amazing techno tool, has an old school touch, less is more. Absolutely. And then, okay, I like this. UK Tel Electro, the jacking DJ Rush vibe seems to be making a bit of a comeback. Get on the vocals. I've done that before. Maybe I will. Let's see. And a crisp clap and a drone. Yeah, I think you were talking about when it's sort of darker and heavier before, right? And then about the, when I was asking about the bias, and Ruffles is saying, doesn't it make it asymmetric? I think that's what you're talking about. That rings a bell, right? I really got to, there's just a hole in my memory about distortion and what bias does. I'm going to read about it. Refresh my memory. Yeah, so right, the upper and lower parts of the waveform have different saturation. Yeah, I think, yes, I got it. Yes, you're right. You have done it. Let's see. Ghostface, what's up? Good question. Why is Primate dead? We need the catalog as a digital download. Same with Pounding Grooves. Oh man, I used to play a lot of that stuff for sure back in the day. That was the time when I was getting the most gigs. Was that era? I can't speak for the rest of Primate. It's a real shame about how Prime distribution went down, and a lot of labels lost their stock. Like thousands of records in a warehouse just gone, right? Or they were owed money and they never got it. When the distributors started going out of business, the vinyl distributors started going out of business, that was just a really crappy time. But at least for the stuff that Christian and I did, we have most of those tracks that were released through Prime distribution on Primate. on his Labeltronic. Like we have most of those tracks digitally on tape, and I have a lot of stuff archived on my computer. We've talked about it, like re-releasing these things. So it could happen. It could happen. I can't, all those other labels, all the other stuff on Primate that's gone, can't speak to that. But there's some Smith and Selway stuff that could see the light of day digitally. I would love that. Let's see. Steve Lake says, so you can play the whole track around like a planetary assault system. Yeah, I mean, if I can make a track that is evoking at all, even a little bit of what Luke Slater does, I'm on the right track. So thank you. I appreciate that. And let's see. I love it. Metaphase made a track without me. I was trying to say I wasn't going to make a track, and I ended up making a track. I guess that's the thing about this kind of stripped down hypnotic techno stuff, is that you don't need that much, right? It's all about a few really good elements that interact and morph and work well in the groove. Like that's all you need. And then also, I guess, aside from the fun of this cool instrument that we're playing with here, this Vertex, like, that's a lot of it, right? But the effects on it, like I do this all the time where I add effects to it, but I think of the effects not as just like a reverb on the sound, but another layer of the track that does its own thing. So that was like, playing around with the reverb to make it sound like a call and response with the bass growl. And it had that kind of crunchy, like taking a bite out of it effect, which I think could be a lot of fun. I could see doing, I'm going to work on this one. I like it. I could see doing two versions where one, it's less spacey and more grindy and hard and like DJ Rush or something, or Pounding Groove. And then on the other side, it could be spacey, more minimalistic, more trippy, psychedelic, hypnotic techno. Come on. Remember what minimal techno used to be? Yeah, like that. Anyway, cool. Doug Smith, this is a really good comment, which I highly advise all of you to keep in mind when you're working on music like this, is to be careful not to break it once you've got something good. Like, I feel like I already broke it. Like I had it and then I put the LFO on it and I lost it, but I'll get it back. I will get it back for sure. Let's see. We've got a few more minutes before 2:00. Let's just, play around a little bit more. Just we'll ride it out and see what else comes up in the next few minutes before I gotta go. All right. All right, that was that other pattern. I feel like this would be good for like a Doppler effect-ish electro track. You know what I mean? That kind of sound. I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to be easy, and let's just make let's do a 606 kind of drum. I don't know if the rhythm is right. I might have to change the rhythm for that sound. But I don't know. Let's play around a bit. Just so we can have a little bit of electro today, because I did put techno and electro in the title. That's what we're gonna go out on, a little electro groove just to change it up a little bit. Just that. I'm happy with that. Simple, tight, not too syncopated on the drums. That hi-hat's too much. I can just listen to this. Let's just hang out and listen to this. All right. I'm going to duplicate that so I don't lose it, and then I'm going to mess around with it. Uh-oh. A little 5-step action in there to throw it off a little bit. Good thing you can undo. All right, let's try our luck. I'm going to throw in another vertex and do random and see what happens. Nothing. Actually, it's like made a little percussion part. Let's just put a bunch of crazy effects on that and we're probably good. All right, let's take a chance here. Add a little distortion to it with the sample rate reduction. Okay. Hail Mary. I'm just gonna let's try some roar presets. Ow, sorry. All right, this isn't working. All right, that's better. That is very weird in electro. I like that. All right, it's a little too weird, but whatever. Okay, we had our fun. We made it to 2 o'clock. I added a little bit of electro in to round out the fun experimenting with Vertex today. Thanks so much to everybody for hanging out with me for this hour of fooling around with this cool new Max for Live device. Everybody go out and get it. Give him money. Give him a tip. He deserves it. It was totally worth. It'll totally be worth your while. Okay. Yeah, I've been saying before I go, I've been saying for the last few months that I haven't been, able, or, just life has been in the way and I haven't been able to stream as often. Happy to say, going to try to get things going again on a weekly basis, getting some more guests to come back in, warming up now that the summer's going to be coasting in to the fall, and things are going to be switching in terms of my schedule and, back to school, etc., etc. I'll have a little bit more time to get ready for these weekends. And so, fingers crossed we're going to get back to weekly. I might, no promises yet, but I might also try to do some weekday ones. We'll see. There's some guests I'm trying to get in that just can never do the weekend because they're traveling, they're gigging, or the time zones are off, that kind of thing. So yeah, I might occasionally do some weekday, and it'll be a different format too. So those of you who have stuck around to the end of the show, right? You're getting the news. Like I'm going to keep doing this hour long, format on Saturdays. Occasionally, Christian and I will do like our long form paid masterclass live streams. But then also every now and then, maybe once a month or so, I'm thinking about doing like a weekday kind of special or even an evening kind of a thing. That'll be, like a little bit of a different format. We'll see. All right. Thanks everybody again, and enjoy your weekend. I'll see you next time. Adios.